All right, now, hopefully you've turned to your homework. Let's look at 56, 57, and 58, which I think I've changed the homework a little bit. Whatever numbers they are under percent concentrations. All right, so the problem says, how would you prepare aqueous solutions of each of the following? So this is a little bit different. Everything we've done so far, we've just asked you for a number, which is kind of pointless math. This is actually where it is applicable. It's how you would actually do this process. I have to make these types of solutions all the time in the back room for your labs. So we want to know how. So we can't just put a number. So if we look, it says for 56, I need to make 168 milliliters of 14% isopropyl alcohol by volume over volume. Okay, so now I've just done the worst thing ever. I've turned this into algebra. You first have to write what the equation is for volume over volume. All right, so I'm doing 56 volume over volume. I have that I take the milliliters of solute over milliliters solution, times it by 100, and I get my percent. That's the equation. Now I've got to look at what they give me in 56. They tell me, and they want to know how I make it, they tell me what my solution is. They have 168 milliliters of it. They tell me that my percent is equal to 14. Whenever I find a percent, I multiply by 100. So what I don't have is the variable on top, or the milliliters of solute. This isn't very difficult algebra, I hope, for you. We're just going to take 100 and divide it on both sides. That gets rid of that. This now becomes 0.14. Now I'm going to take this chunk and just put it over here. So 0.14 equals x over 168. To solve for something in the bottom, I multiply both sides by it. So that will disappear. And if I multiply, let me do some erasing here. If I multiply this side by 168, I'll get my solution. So let me type that in. So let's clear this. Take 168 and multiply it by 0.14. Now, x, once I type that in, is equal to 23.52. Now we might think that's my answer. 23.52, that's how I make it. Well, if I say make donut, or how do you make donuts, and you tell me 12, that's not very helpful. So I need to know what this number is telling me. This is kind of an ugly little circle that I've done. But what it's saying is I need to add, this is my solute, remember? I need to add 23.52 milliliters of isopropyl alcohol to make 168 mils of solution. Now I could get even more complicated. I won't make you, but really I would add that many milliliters of isopropyl alcohol to that 168 minus 23.52 milliliters. That would be more specific. But here is the full answer for 56. Add 23.52 milliliters of isopropyl alcohol to make 168 milliliters of solution. I guess I should have put somewhere in there to water, because that's what it asks for. All right, so that's how you do that. You do 57. I will help you again with 58.